How to use ChatGPT to create a pros and cons list. Creating a pros and cons list can be a helpful way to make decisions, but there are a few things you can do to make your list even more effective. 1. Be specific. When listing the pros and cons, be as specific as possible. Instead of simply writing pros and cons, list each individual benefit or drawback. 2. Use objective criteria. Try to use objective criteria to evaluate each pro and con. For example, if you are considering buying a car, a pro might be good gas mileage, and a con might be high maintenance costs. 3. Consider the magnitude. Not all pros and cons are equal in importance. Consider the magnitude of each pro and con, and weigh them accordingly. 4. Prioritize the list. Once you have your list of pros and cons, prioritize them based on their importance. This will help you make a more informed decision. 5. Revisit the list. Don't be afraid to revisit the list as new information becomes available or your priorities change. It's okay to add or remove items from the list as needed. Remember, a pros and cons list is just one tool to help you make a decision. It's important to also consider your intuition, emotions, and any other relevant factors. Here are some resources that can help you create a pros and cons list. How to make a pros and cons list by Mind Tools. This article provides a step-by-step guide to creating a pros and cons list, along with examples and tips for making the most of the technique. How to make a pro-con list by Harvard Business Review. This article offers a more strategic approach to creating a pros and cons list, with tips for evaluating the potential outcomes of each option. How to create a pros/con list by The Balanced Careers. This article provides a more practical guide to creating a pros and cons list, with examples of how to apply the technique to real-life decisions. The pros and cons of making a pros and cons list by Psychology Today. This article offers a more nuanced perspective on the effectiveness of pros and cons lists, with tips for when and how to use the technique.